Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Jefferson College Law Enforcement Graduation Exercise. It truly is gratifying to see the number of family and friends and support systems that are here, as well as the instructors, to help these recruits celebrate this evening and recognize their accomplishments. I'm Diane Skanga, the director of the Law Enforcement Academy, and it is my honor to present to you the graduating recruits of the Jefferson College Law Enforcement Academy 029 post class. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the posting of the colors presented tonight by the Jefferson College Law Enforcement Academy 030 9th Class Honor Guard. Following the posting of the colors, please remain standing for the National Anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance. For uniformed personnel present this evening, Lieutenant Patrick Hawkins with the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office will be giving commands. The national anthem is performed by the gospel group Jericho.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Our invocation this evening is delivered by graduating recruit James Minner.
Lord, I ask for courage. Courage to face and conquer my own fears. Courage to take me where others will not go. I ask for strength. Strength of body to protect others. Strength of spirit to lead others. I ask for dedication. Dedication to do my job, to do it well. Dedication to my community, to keep it safe. Give me, Lord, concern for all those who trust me. Compassion for those who need me. And please, Lord, through it all, be at my side. Amen.
Thank you. As we celebrate the beginning of the law enforcement careers represented here tonight by this graduating class, it's only right to take a moment to remember those in law enforcement, our brothers and sisters, who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. Law enforcement is a unique breed that although we know we are always going to the fight when others are turning away, we also never are going to forget those who run to the fight but do not return. Our memory table symbolism and candle lighting for the graduating recruits, Grant Thomas and Emily Wolford.
A lonely table for one sits unoccupied in the corner. The small table signifies the frailty of officers, often alone against their aggressors. The tablecloth is white, symbolizing the purity with which our friends served their communities. The blue skirt symbolizes the loyalty each had to the law enforcement profession. Atop the table lies a single place setting with a lemon and salt served as the main course. The lemon signifies the bitter fate of the peace officer's last call. The salt represents the tears of the families grieve their loss. An inverted wine glass illustrates how the missing cannot toast meaningful passages in their lives. The single red rose represents the blood that was shed and sacrificed to the city, the county, or the state. The single white rose represents the families and friends who have been left behind. A single candle, once lit, will continue to burn, reminiscent of the light and hope their lives have in our hearts. You are not forgotten so long as there is one left in whom your memories remains. This table is set for one as a symbol of that memory.
Thank you. Tonight I'm pleased to have the opportunity to introduce our distinguished guests. Like most meaningful accomplishments, there are many who work behind the scenes to make this program successful and to make tonight possible for these recruits. I would ask that you please hold your applause until I've introduced all the guests on the stage and in our front row. On the stage, starting at the extreme right, is President Raymond Kaminsky, President of Jefferson College. Dr. Dina McCaffrey, Dean of CTE, or Career Technical Education, and the President-elect of Jefferson College, effective for the 2021 academic school year. Dr. Kim Harvey, VP of Student Services, Police Officer Dan Anna Boch, Kirkwood Police Department, and Lieutenant Paul Ferber, Associate Professor, Jefferson College Law Enforcement Academy. And on the floor, we have Chief Doug Schaeffler with Richmond Heights Police Department, Chief Andrew Parker, Union Police Department, Captain Assistant Chief Rick Neese, Union Police Department, Chief Steve Meinberg, Hillsborough Police Department, and President of the Jefferson College Board of Trustees, Chief Dan Freet, University of Missouri, St. Louis PD, Chief Brian Murphy, Kirkwood Police Department, Ronald Minner, U.S. Navy, retired, and Michael Wolford, United States Marine Corps, retired. Thank you for helping us tonight. I would also like to recognize the instructors that we have both in the audience and on the stage. If you could just stand quickly, I know you won't stay standing for long, but if all our instructors that are here tonight would stand, that would be you. The Academy relies on your energy. It relies on the vision, the dedication that these instructors bring to the program and to these recruits. The instructors bring the application of lessons and the reality of the hours of classroom lecture. They bring personality to policy, and our instructors become mentors, coaches, and counsel for many of the recruits during the Academy experience. It is their energy and their vision that makes this possible. A few more people to thank would be Associate Professor Lieutenant Paul Ferber. He is our full-time faculty at the Academy. Lieutenant Ferber brought to the Academy another set of policing skills and teaching skills that the recruits see and they tap into on a regular basis. Office Specialists Mary Linder and Denise Hawkins, in addition to the responsibilities that all the Jefferson College office specialists have campus-wide regarding registration, admission, curriculum, and general college inquiries, these two ladies are also a part of that seemingly endless paperwork that we call POST. It's government, what can I say? The work that Lieutenant Ferber, Mary Linder, and Denise Hawkins get done is mind-numbing, and I would be lost without their help and their patience and their genuine interest in every student that they get to help. They are the Jefferson College mission personified. No one takes that empowering individuals to achieve their goals more to heart than they do, and every recruit here tonight knows that. Please help me thank them. I always have to find them. They always spread out just so that it's harder for me to find them. And they're little, and it's hard to see you. The summer semester, planning the summer semester graduation, the scheduling is always precarious. Summer has a lot going on with families and at the college, but College President Dr. Raymond Kamitsky is a strong supporter of the program, and I'd like to invite him to say a few words this evening, if you would. Dr. Kamitsky?
Well, thank you. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the faculty, staff, and our students, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the Jefferson College Law Enforcement Academy graduation ceremony tonight. Let me begin by recognizing Academy Director Diane Skenga and the various law enforcement professionals and instructors who work so hard to run this excellent program. They do a fine job, and we appreciate their efforts on behalf of the college. Let's give them another round of applause. I also want to acknowledge the family members of these graduates. Thank you for your support, your sacrifice, and the crucial roles you play in these students' lives and the role you will play during their careers in law enforcement. To the graduates, I offer my congratulations. This is quite an accomplishment. Successfully finishing this program is not easy, and you've accomplished something remarkable, something you and your families should be proud of. Former Missouri Governor Jay Nixon told an Academy graduating class that, quote, bravery and vigilance are constant traits of those who wear the badge. Whether it is stopping criminal acts of violence or walking the halls of our most secure prisons, or rescuing those caught in a blizzard, swept away by raging floodwaters, or trapped in the dangerous wreckage of a home destroyed by a tornado. It is a courage that is so constant and commonplace, many take it for granted, and that's something we will not do, end quote. Law enforcement is about people, and you've spent the last year or so learning about people, what makes them act the way they do, and how to handle this situation or that. You've practiced what you've learned. When you get on the job, you're not going to have that luxury. You only get one chance with each situation you handle. That's when all your studying, practicing, and testing pays off. You will meet many people in your career, and while safety should always be a priority, there are many people who like and respect law enforcement out there. Remember to treat others as you would want your wife, mother, son, or daughter treated. It's easy to become frustrated when you are asked the age-old question, don't you have anything better to do? Do not fall into this trap. There are a lot of good people out there. You should not, however, necessarily believe in the old adage that the customer is always right. Sometimes the customer's wrong. However, they are allowed to be wrong with dignity. In law enforcement, like many careers, you must take the job seriously. However, I encourage you not to take yourself too seriously. Laughter is extremely important in life. Enjoy it. Do not let the frustrations of the job come home with you. Graduates, thank you for answering the call of law enforcement, and families, thank you for supporting these recruits. Congratulations.
Thank you again, Dr. Kamitsky, for your support and taking the time to spend an evening, yet another evening away from home with these young men and women and help wishing them the best. So last September, or actually October, we came together for orientation in September. We invited 14 students, these 14 students, to be a part of our 029 post class. On October 8th, just over 8 months ago, these same 14 individuals started the program. They were individuals. They came together as an 029 post class, bound by a common purpose and a desire to serve others. For a class to finish with the same number exemplifies the effort and support that they gave to one another. Throughout the last 8 months, they have taken on a number of roles: a class recruit, a squad member, a friend, an advocate, a leader, a follower, a role player, and a partner. During the academy, all the recruits got the chance to wear the Corporal Stripes, to find out that although rank may sometimes have its privileges, rank also has unique responsibilities. A chance to find out that being the boss isn't always fun, but we need leaders, so everyone got to try. In late October, just 3 weeks into the program, one recruit was elected by the class to serve as the class sergeant. The class sergeant takes on the role as the liaison between the class and the academy office. The sergeant is my first contact. The job is time-consuming and can be work-intensive. In addition to being a student and a recruit himself, the class sergeant is also the messenger, and we all know what happens to the messenger. He's the leader, the counselor, the mentor, the classmate, the coach, and the enforcer. Some days are more work-intensive than others, but another perk includes representing the class tonight at graduation. It's my pleasure to introduce the post-class sergeant, Nick Cutler.
Welcome everyone, family, friends, faculty, instructors, and distinguished guests to the Jefferson College Law Enforcement Academy post-class 029 graduation. We started this journey 8 months ago as the first step in pursuing a career in law enforcement. 8 months seems like a long time, however, it flew by. When we first started the academy, none of us knew each other, but that didn't take long to change. We all come from different backgrounds, and we all had our own reasons and motivations for deciding to start this new career, many of us leaving other careers behind. Some of us want to be canine officers, school resource officers, some want to run traffic and be in a DWI unit, and others want to kick in doors on a SWAT team. No matter what area of policing we want to specialize in, the common passion we all have is to protect and serve our community. Even though we learned a lot here, it's just the tip of the iceberg to what there is to know about policing, and we will continue to learn what it takes to be a great police officer for the rest of our careers. We have spent 720 hours together in the classroom, on the shooting range, and driving cars on the Six Flags parking lot in ways we had never driven before, and that would probably get us arrested if it were in any other situation. It was the academy where we learned not only about policing, but also how to work as a team to accomplish a common goal. We have learned about every aspect of policing, including criminal investigations, constitutional law, statutory law, juvenile justice, firearms, traffic stops, defense tactics, and the list goes on. Throughout the academy, our class has shown great support for each other. We all have different strengths and weaknesses, and everyone here has gone out of their way in order to help each other whenever needed, even when it meant putting others' needs before our own. Some had never shot a firearm before, others have test anxiety, others struggled with physical training. However, as a class, we helped each other overcome these difficulties. For that, we are proud to say that we are standing here at graduation today with the same number of people that we started with. And that is how we measure not only the amount of support we have for each other, but also our success. None of us could have done it without the help of each other. There were times throughout our nightly classes where instructors would say something so short and simple, yet packed so much meaning behind it. So I started writing them down. I'd like to take a moment and share with some of them with the class again tonight. Be professional. Be human. Have common sense. Have a heart. Trust your gut. Be righteous in what you do. Nothing is routine. It's better to be disappointed than surprised, and you can always catch them another day, so get home safe. Even though we are now graduates and starting the next chapter of our lives and working for different police departments all over the area, we have made lifelong friends. We would like to thank Chief Skanga for the tremendous amount of hard work and dedication you put into not only towards our class, but to the Academy as a whole. From what we have heard, this Academy has seen great improvement and success since you've taken charge, and we are proud to be graduating from this Academy with you as the Chief. We would like to thank Lieutenant Ferber for all your hard work and effort put into our training. We would like to thank Ms. Hawkins and Ms. Linderer. You both seem to always be there for us if we ever had any questions, and you always had answers for us. Thank you for all your hard work and keeping the Academy running smooth for us. We would also like to thank all of our instructors. The amount of professionalism you carry with yourselves with and the wealth of knowledge you've taught us, you've shown us the standard to which all law enforcement officers should adhere to. You've spent many nights teaching us in your free time when you could be spending it with your family, and we greatly appreciate it. The quality of education we've received is owed all to you. Again, thank you. Most importantly, we'd like to thank our families. We know it may not be easy for some of you to watch us begin this potentially dangerous profession, so your continued support means more to us than you know, and it means more to us than we probably show. Without all of your support, without you all by our side, we wouldn't be where we are standing today. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant Cutler. I appreciate the time and energy that you have demonstrated during the year. You've been a part of all the work that goes into making this class successful, and the work paid off. So thank you. I appreciate it. As graduation nears, the recruits decide on a keynote speaker for their graduation ceremony. This is truly the icing on the cake for the instructors, and for the classes usually have a bit of a decision to make, choosing among the cadre of amazing instructors that help to make our program so successful. Tonight's class keynote speaker is Kirkwood Police Officer Dan Anna. Dan Anna is currently the training coordinator for the Kirkwood Police Department. Dan began his law enforcement career in 1994 as a police explorer with the Kirkwood Police Department Explorer Post. Even after completing aging out of the Explorer Post, Dan stayed on as a civilian advisor and continued to serve the program. In 1996, Dan was hired by the Kirkwood Parks Department as a park ranger, and in August of 2000, after completing the Eastern Missouri Police Academy, he was hired and commissioned by the Kirkwood Police Department. As a police officer, in addition to his role as training coordinator, Dan also has served as the department as a patrol officer, a field training instructor, and a detective. As a field training instructor, a total of 19 officers have been assigned to be trained by him in field training. In his current assignment, he is required to maintain several instructor, general, and specialist certifications, such as firearms, taser, verbal judo, defensive tactics, just to name a few. Dan has received numerous traffic safety awards from the state of Missouri and multiple awards and accolades while serving and protecting the citizens of Kirkwood. Dan holds an associate's degree in criminal justice from St. Louis Community College and a bachelor's degree in criminology from the University of Missouri, St. Louis. He lives in St. Louis County with his wife and 2 children, and I'm delighted to introduce to you our keynote speaker for the evening, who I've known since his Explorer days, Police Officer Dan Anna.
Hello, welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm sure some of you may have noticed that public speaker was not listed as one of my many talents and accomplishments. I hope I can still kind of wing it through here. So, as Chief Skanga said, my name is Dan Innenbach, and I'm the training coordinator of the Kirkwood Police Department. I've had the privilege of spending time with the graduating class. During their time at the Jefferson College Police Academy, I was their defensive tactics instructor. I'm sure some family members know my name. You're probably surprised to hear my first name is Dan and not that Innenbach, which after OC spray day, I'm sure. But it really wasn't that bad. Most of the family that was at OC day, you probably thought all of their crying, that was because of the spray itself, but actually, and I promised them I wouldn't tell them this, so I'm sorry. I wouldn't tell anyone this, but since you guys brought it up, right before we went outside, I told them I would only have a couple more classes with them for teaching, and they all just started crying. So I don't understand. It surprised me too. So, but I'm sorry. I told you I'd keep that a secret. But I am honored to have been asked by the class to deliver this address. I asked them, what made you want to ask me? And they said, it was because of the way my classes were conducted. And I said, why? And they said, I said, you know I can't say most of this stuff in front of other people, right? And they kind of laughed and said, okay. And they said that it was because I tended to teach with a loose and light atmosphere. They told me to do this just like I do my classes. So hopefully that might come through tonight. But I assure you guys it will be a little sappier than you're expecting. And for the rest of you, I would settle in. I always taught a 4-hour block. So first, I would like to start with a fun fact. You guys probably won't get this, but the academy class will. Are there any linguists in the room? No? Good. Did you know that the word hippopotomonstrosesquipedaliophobia is the fear of long words? No? I would add fun facts to my PowerPoint presentations to try to keep interest, and this was the exact response I got. So I promised them I would put this in tonight's address. So to the class, congratulations. Congratulations on your journey, and congratulations on finally being at the beginning of that journey. I know you're probably expecting to be at the end of it, but spoiler alert, there's a lot more journey ahead of you. You have successfully proven to me, to the Academy staff in the state of Missouri, and even your family, that you have the knowledge and skill to carry the title of police officer. I hope that that title means as much to you as it does to me. Don't take that title lightly. It is far too important for that. For doing so would be dangerous. The hope that the community puts in you will be compromised. The magic that children see in you will be jeopardized. And most importantly, the trust your colleagues put in you will be damaged. You have spent the past year listening, 8 months, to hours and hours of instruction. It felt like a year. Are you sure? Hours and hours of instructions on how to think, how to act, and how to respond. Remember how hard that was. Because you will have thousands of more hours of listening to people who want to tell you how to act, how to think, and how to respond. There will be bosses, coworkers, citizens, lawyers, and scholars that will all have no difficulty telling you a better way to do it. Be true to yourself. Trust in yourself. Trust in the person you are as a result of everything you have accomplished. Nobody knows you better than you know yourself. Your oath and your uniform are bigger than you. By courageously standing this line, you are making a promise not only to the state of Missouri, the Academy staff, and all of the family and friends that are here tonight, you are promising to be the best you. A promise that you will not make poor decisions, will not be reckless, and that you will do everything in your power each and every day to leave your community better than you found it. This brings me to fun fact number 2. You can't hum while holding your nose closed. All right? I'm sure another fun fact would be there are several people trying to do that right now. Back to the Academy. As you continue on your new career, do these few things for me, please. Don't be afraid to listen more than you speak. You will meet people that truly want to thank you for what you do. Listen to them. You will meet people that say they want to hurt you, punish you, threaten you. Listen to how they are hurting and scared, and do your best to keep yourself safe and yet provide them with what they need the most. You will meet people that are feeling so lonely and abandoned that they crave only a few minutes of your time so they can once again feel what it is like to matter, what it feels like to tell someone about the people in their lives they miss the most, who are long gone but not forgotten. Listen to your heart and your gut. You will rely on them both more times than you think. Don't be afraid to look and really see. Look at the person walking down the street that won't make eye contact with you. You may see that the reason they won't look at you is there's a bulge in their coat pocket that can only be one thing. Look at the child in the grocery store checkout lane. She will certainly be looking at you. Despite what she hears at home, she may be confused at how someone who has a belt like a superhero can be the enemy. Your eye contact and gentle wink and smile might one day change her mind. Look at every injured, sick, and scared person you are called to help. You may see the relief in their eyes that your presence brings, if for only a brief moment. You may see how important you are to them when they realize you are truly their only hope to feel safe, feel protected, and feel that they are not alone. Don't be afraid to look at your coworkers after they have just left a horrific scene or call. You may see every fear you have felt, or you may see someone that needs the help you wish someone saw in your eyes when you went through the same thing. Be aware. Be aware of who you were before the academy, who you became in the academy, and who you are after the academy. Be proud of the positive changes. Be aware of the negative changes. Recognize them, acknowledge them, but never ever learn to live with them. You are better than that. Too many people rely on you. You are too important to accept anything less than your best from yourself. Keep your family close to you. Their love for you will be there with them through countless sleepless nights when the distant sirens just won't stop and you aren't answering your phone. It will be with them every time the phone rings while you are away from them being someone else's hero. It will be what gets them through every missed birthday party, family dinner, and missed goodnight kiss. Now, that all sounded pretty good, I think. Now I'll get a little more real. I have actually enjoyed, all that was real. That was real. But this is more, I think, what they asked for. I have actually enjoyed my time with you, believe it or not. Even through the countless repetitions of new skills, the cursing, nearly giving up, and yes, even crying, we have made it through this together, and I apologize for doing all of those things. I would like to take a few moments to remember the good times. There were all the blank stares on the first night, to which I wasn't sure if I needed a sign language interpreter or if I had wandered into the wrong class. The boo-boo bears, which when I wrote this, I thought they would remember it, so you guys have no idea what I'm talking about. This will be a fun story for the rides home. Oh yeah, by the way, Cutler, I need those bears back for the next class. I know since you held one almost the entire academy, they feel like yours, but I need them back. Thomas, you can keep the one you have. There was the the ground fighting class. Hearing the words pressure points and nerve motor points will never be the same for you. You will notice a shiver and cringe for many years to come when you hear those words, especially C-clamp. I guess that's it. Oh, did I forget it? One day? The OC day? I'll never forget how you all started to cry when I told you that. No, okay. I didn't think anyone was going to buy it anyway. Like I told you that morning, I didn't want to spray you, if you remember that. But it was my job, and since it was my job, and since I am a professional, I would have a smile on my face as I did it. I did not enjoy it. My favorite memory of that day was after the spraying. I was in the hall speaking to a family, and James Minner came up to me with his little puffy, squinty, red eyes. It kind of sniffly. He said, "I want to like you, but now we have a lot to work through." And then he disappeared as he stumbled down the hall and bumped into the wall, which he was using as his guide. And also, let's not forget how I was a victim that day. Do you remember how windy it was and rainy? I sprayed that one time and a teensy little bit came back on me and I sneezed. Yeah. Doesn't seem like you remember it. Anyway, you all made it through a very difficult program, and I'm proud to be able to call you my colleagues. The next part is for the friends and family and coworkers. What I have to say to you is not very long, but it may be the most important thing I say up here. You will have questions. You will want to hear what has been happening at work. You will probably hear more stories than you care to, as these officers experience all of their firsts: their first traffic stop, their first arrest, their first time to drive with lights and sirens, which will probably book into the first time they nearly soiled themselves in a patrol car. And you will even ask them all about the difficult things that they have seen at crime scenes or that they've heard. I need you to understand that these police officers sitting here in front of you will tell you what they've heard and what they have seen while on the job, but they will tell you in their own time, not necessarily yours. Please be patient. Don't be insulted. Don't push. They are doing a job that many people are not capable of doing. Their natural instinct will be to protect you. Now, I'm not suggesting that you give up asking them about their experiences. Some things are better shared when the time is right. Pretty easy, right? All right. Fun fact number 3. The blob of toothpaste on the end of the toothbrush is called a nurdle. Oh, who knew that? No one? There has to be at least a, oh, okay. All right. All right. Finally, with that being said, in finishing, just let me say this. Please join me in congratulating these police officers. They have worked very hard and waited a very long time for this moment. Thank you.
Thank you again, Dan. I appreciate it. I want to personally thank you for both the energy and the time that you came to spend with these recruits and help improve our program. Your professionalism and commitment to the Academy, and yes, it is professionalism and commitment, and to the Kirkwood Police Department set such a marvelous example for the recruits. You certainly set the bar high, thank you. And I'm glad that your chief is here to hear all these nice accolades about you, okay? I know that's hard for you, Chief Murphy, I know it is, but yeah. Now, for the real reason we're here, the awarding of the post-Class A license and certificates. Over 8 months ago, these recruits have successfully completed the curriculum required by the Missouri Department of Public Safety Post-Commission to test for the Class A license, and plus the additional certifications and permits for a total of just over 720 hours of academy training. Let that soak in for just a moment. In just over 8 months, while juggling work and family, these recruits have successfully completed the reading, the writing, the research, the testing, and the practice to complete the post-curriculum. That's remarkable. But what is just as remarkable is that many of you in the audience tonight are the support systems that put up with the recruits during this 8 months of reading, writing, research, and testing, and you may have been their practice dummies. I mean, I say dummy in the nicest way. Actually, I do. You saw and lived through the work that these recruits have accomplished, and you are why they could be in class every Monday through Thursday, 6 to 10 p.m., and every other Saturday for 8 hours, and why they can be here tonight. Although each recruit contributed to the class, there are certain individuals who have achieved special recognition during the academy. The individual awards and class distinctions will be announced after all the graduates have received their certificates. We do that so that you can feel free to applaud for your recruit. They all deserve that recognition and applause, and you deserve the opportunity to really embarrass them. And for you in the crowd responsible for pictures tonight, the recruits will be crossing the stage alphabetically to receive their certificates right in the middle of the stage. Please feel free to come forward, take pictures of your recruit, but I just ask that then you move so that the next family can get their pictures as well. There'll be designated areas that you can also take pictures at with the flags after the ceremony is over if you don't get anything when they're getting their certificates. So, excuse me, Jefferson College Law Enforcement Academy recruits, please stand.
Joshua Bennett. Presenting Mr. Bennett's certificate tonight is Chief Doug Schaeffler, Richmond Heights Police Department. Samantha Caldwell. Presenting Ms. Caldwell's badge tonight is Chief Andrew Parker with the Union Police Department, and presenting her certificates tonight is the Captain and Assistant Chief Rick Neese, Union Police Department. Justin Gibbons. Presenting Mr. Gibbons' certificate tonight and badge is Chief Steve Meinberg with the Hillsborough Police Department. Tyler Gross. Nicholas Cutler. Presenting Mr. Cutler's certificate tonight is Chief Doug Schaeffler, Richmond Heights Police Department. James Mercurial, Jr. Angela Mims. Presenting Ms. Mims' badge and certificate tonight is Chief Dan Freet, University of Missouri, St. Louis Police Department. James Minner. Presenting Mr. Minner his badge tonight is his father, Petty Officer First Class Ronald Minner, United States Navy, retired. Presenting Mr. Minner his badge or certificates tonight is Chief Brian Murphy, Kirkwood Police Department. Darren Pinson. Zachary Reed. Presenting Mr. Reed his badge and certificates tonight, Lieutenant Patrick Hawkins, Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. Ross Sheridan. Rose Marie Stallman. Grant Thomas. Presenting Mr. Thomas his badge and certificates tonight, Lieutenant Patrick Hawkins, Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. Emily Wolford. Presenting Ms. Wolford her certificate tonight is her father, Corporal Michael Wolford, United States Marine Corps, retired.
One more time for the graduates. In addition to all the work that goes into this post-licensing curriculum, many of the class members have distinguished themselves in a number of areas. Our class sergeant, Nicholas Cutler. Our class IT, that's the AV guy with the tape in it. Yeah, some of them remember that. Zachary Reed. Class scribe, Angel Mims. Class corporals, we've got 3 of them. Like I said, everybody got a chance to wear the stripes, but then after everyone had had an opportunity to be a corporal, we actually the sergeant and I worked together and we assigned corporals. There's 3 of them, so please hold your applause until they all stand. Grant Thomas, James Minner, and Joshua Bennett. Most community service hours. You have to know it's bigger than you. So while they're in the academy, in addition to all the hours they put in at school, they're also required to work 24 hours, a minimum of 24 hours of community service outside of the academy. That's on their own time. When they could have been with you, I had them doing more. Sorry. So, like I said, it's a minimum of 24 hours, but the recruit with the most community service hours coming in at 81 hours and 26 minutes, Angel Mims. Most ride-along hours, their 16 hours are required. Give them a chance to know that it's not always fun and it's not really cops, okay? They're required to ride a minimum of 16 hours to get to know where they want to work and who they want to work with and just experience the life in the car. But they can work more than that if they'd like on their own. So in addition to the 16 required hours, the recruit with the most ride-along hours is 221 hours and 30 minutes, Ross Sheridan. Is field training 221 hours long? Perfect attendance. Every Monday through Thursday, 2 or 3 Saturdays in a month, in addition to jobs and family commitments, these recruits were at the academy on time, in uniform, ready for inspections, ready to go, and there until the end from October 8th until today. So please, if you would hold your applause until they've all had a chance to stand up. Grant Thomas, Ross Sheridan, James Minner, James Mercurio, and Tyler Gross. Congratulations. Academic achievement. The post average for the entire year of a 90% or better. The classes are always competitive, but this one is special like that. So with 90% or better, again, if you would please hold your applause. Grant Thomas, James Minner, Angel Mims, Nicholas Cutler, Tyler Gross, Justin Gibbons, Samantha Caldwell, Joshua Bennett. Congratulations. Okay. Our top academic award. During the year, the competition, like I said, it gets pretty intense and it's always close, but we do have to recognize one recruit that outdid everybody else. The one recruit is recognized for the winner of the top academic award. The highest final post-grade point average for the 029 post class with a 97.23%, Joshua Bennett. Physical fit achievement. These recruits distinguished themselves during our PT by passing their final PT assessment with 100%, meeting or exceeding the recognized minimum standards the first time they took their final assessment. Again, hold your applause, we got a lot of them. Emily Wolford, Grant Thomas, Rose Stallman, Ross Sheridan, Zachary Reed, James Minner, Justin Gibbons, Samantha Caldwell, Joshua Bennett. Thank you. Our Most Improved Fitness Award. Not everyone starts the academy where they want to end. Our Most Improved pretty quickly demonstrated his commitment when he came into my office within weeks of the academy starting with his comments. Number one, he was not where he wanted to be physically, and number two, was not even confident at that time that he would be able to meet the standards by the end and was contemplating whether or not he should even stay in the academy. He didn't want to embarrass the academy. After a short discussion, the conversation quickly turned to commitment for him that he would not only meet minimum standards, but assured me that he would not embarrass himself or the academy. True to his word, lost over 20 pounds, took 4 minutes off his mile-and-a-half run time, increased his sit-ups by 17, and doubled his push-ups. 029 Most Improved Fitness recipient, James the Bo Minner. Our Best Physical Fitness. This award is for that recruit who has not only started out fit, but maintained that fitness throughout the academy, but also encouraged others. Not only with words of encouragement, but led as an example, and although he was meeting or exceeding standards at every assessment every month, he continued to improve throughout the academy. The 029 Post-Class Physical Fitness Award goes to Joshua Bennett. Best overall recruit. The role of the class sergeant is by design the best overall recruit, but typically there's one recruit that the sergeant and the academy staff begins to see that we know they'll be there early, they'll do whatever we need, they come in and ask if we need anything, they stay late if anybody needs help, and the key is that recruit who will always come in to check with the office staff and faculty, asking if there's anything pending, task that he could help with, takes initiative to do it on his own if we don't ask. Just to make the day a little easier. With a sense of humor, a sense of self, a sense of loyalty to class members, 029 Post-Class Best Overall Recruit, Grant Thomas. Our Jeff Moss Firearms Proficiency Award. This award honors a dear friend of the Academy and our primary firearms instructor from 2002 to 2012. He was retired FBI agent Jeff Moss. This perpetual award will be displayed proudly at the Academy, each class having that one recruit's name added at graduation. The award is chosen by the firearms instructors and recognizes the recruit who, in addition to being a very good shot, demonstrates range safety, professional demeanor, maturity, and the love for shooting that Agent Moss perpetuated. This class recipient is identified and voted on by the range instructors, the 029 Post-Class Jeff Moss Firearms Proficiency Award recipient, Justin Gibbons. Okay, so if you can just indulge me just for another couple of minutes, I promise to keep this short, but I just would like to add a few thoughts. For the past several years and weeks, unfortunately, it's been troublesome to say the very least, disheartening and downright scary. For first responders in general, but especially the special breed who we call law enforcement officers. The breed includes the families who support the heroes. So to you, the families and friends, the support systems, thank you. As hard as these graduates have worked during this year, tonight is also a reflection of your support, your patience, and your belief in them and their desire to serve. You were part of the reason these graduates are still here. Please know that you are as much a part of their success as any of us here. And I want to thank you and let you know, hold on, the ride is just leaving the gate. And to you, the graduates, I hope that you can take a few moments to let this accomplishment really sink in and enjoy the evening. But don't ever forget those who supported you and believed in you. You are celebrating this graduation tonight because of the people in this audience, the people who loved and supported you throughout this career. Please do not forget to thank them often and sincerely. None of you are the person who interviewed with us last year. None of you are the persons who walked into orientation. You now carry a responsibility everywhere you go. Everything that you do is a reflection of this past year. A reflection not only of you, but a reflection of the college, of the instructors, and your fellow graduates. The choice to pursue law enforcement is a serious one, but never take yourself too seriously. Remember, first impressions are not always right, but they are always made. Be prepared to make that first impression the mark of a professional. You have learned that respect must be earned, but can be quickly lost. Live each day with the mission that at the end of the day, you will be happy with how you spent that day. Your loved ones will be proud of the way that you spent that day, and your God will be proud of the way that you spent that day. Character is not defined by uniform or rank, but rather by the actions and words. Pride is what you bring. Be proud of your choices. Balance the pride that you take in your career with the pride that you take in your family, your friends, and your faith, and your home. It is the balance that will bring comfort and healthy success in all areas of your life. As you have learned over the past year, to be good or to be okay is no longer an acceptable standard. You have chosen to raise the bar. Excellence is the standard that you have chosen to live by. Tonight we celebrate just the first step in your new career. I congratulate you and I admire your commitment and tenacity that made tonight possible. I look forward to following your future careers, proud to have had an opportunity to be a part of this evening and hopefully to be a part of some of your tomorrows in some small degree. I thank you for your effort and your desire to learn. We can only supply the resources. You supplied the energy, you supplied the drive, and you supplied the effort. Thank you, and please stay safe. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's benediction is delivered by 029 graduate Ross Sheridan.
O Lord, while I'm on my beat, may I know that you're with me and protect me as I go to guard others' lives and property. Help me ignore those who scorn and show me no respect, but be mindful of all citizens I've sworn to protect. Be with my fellow officers and guard their safety too. May I always put duty first in the work that I must do. May I not disgrace the uniform, but bring pride to the badge I wear. That I be a good peace officer, Lord, would be my only prayer. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the retiring of the colors. Uniformed personnel, you'll once again take your commands from Lieutenant Hawkins.